What is up, Squared Nation? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos, and today we're back in the battle chamber. I know it's been quite some time since we've done one of these, but with the release of Set 6 and all of the miraculous revival power booster events going on, it has been a little scarce in the battle chamber as of late, but I wanted to bring you this gameplay here from level 1 games during one of our local tournaments. I'm on the left playing a familiar leader, Skillless Goku, but I can almost guarantee it's a variant that you guys have not seen yet. And to the right, we have Ryan playing Super Shenron, Height of Mastery. So I'm sure you guys already know it's going to be a pretty uphill battle for me in this matchup here. But we're going to try our best, and we're going to see exactly how we fare against this deck. I do believe the Super Shenron Height of Mastery is probably the more, I don't want to say it's the better variant, but I think it has just better things that it could do. Because if you can take your second turn and are not able to play 2 Height of Masteries, then essentially that's game. So, you know, the Goku's lineage chain from Bardock to the 2-drop Goku to the Path to Greatness to the Height of Mastery is still pretty, it's a pretty good chain, so we're going to see how we do here. I am playing a green variant. Everybody's pretty much experimented with all the other color variants for the Skillless Goku deck, but I haven't really seen a lot of green, so I just looked into the card pool and threw together some cards I thought would work. Green doesn't really have a lot of skillless cards to offer compared to the other colors in the archetype, but we'll see what happens here. There's some cute plays that I can make with this deck, and I do feel like if it got a little more support in the future, it would be more viable than it is right now. But Ryan's going to start off by charging the Explorer Bulma, giving him 1 yellow energy. He's going to activate his leader ability to search for a Dragon Ball from his life, and then search for a second Dragon Ball from his deck. And we're just going to sit and wait, because Shenron averages about 5 to 6 minutes per turn here. So we're just going to sit, wait, count our cards a couple times, and just watch Ryan play solitaire for a little bit. And there is a lot of conversation in the community about Super Shenron being too good at what it does, but also your opponent not being able to interact or disrupt the plays. So he's going to play 1 Dragon Ball, draw a card, second Dragon Ball, draw a card. What else? How many more you got? Third Dragon Ball, draw a card. Come on, keep it going, keep it going. 4th Dragon Ball, draw a card. So he's played 4 Dragon Balls on his turn 1. Now he's going to play a Successor of Hope to search for a swap target. He's going to choose the Progenitor to add to hand and shuffle. So he's already got 4 Dragon Balls in the drop area, which essentially means he can almost guarantee Awaken on his second turn, because this deck does go through its pieces very, very quickly. 5th Dragon Ball, draw a card. So he's at 5. So he's 100% going to Awaken by next turn. Personal Ambition, draw a card. Another Successor of Hope. Definitely want to look through your hand to see what's your addable target at this point. He's going to add the Dependable Dynasty Son Goku to hand, giving him a swap target for the 1-drop Bardock. So in turn 1, let's try to calculate what he's done. He's drawn 5 cards with the Dragon Balls, a 6th card with Personal Ambition, and he's searched 2 cards with Successor of Hope. So he's dug through 8 cards in his deck already, guaranteeing himself a turn 2 Awaken. He's going to tap the yellow energy to play the Bardock and take a life, and then free swap in the Goku and pass. Pretty good opening turn in my opinion. That's pretty savage. He's down to 6 life, tons of cards in his hands, going to Awaken turn 2. It's insane. I'm going to charge a green, because, my deck is way slower than his, but I'm going to charge the green to play the 1-drop Adventure Begins Son Goku and search the 4-star Dragon Ball, add it to my hand, and just try to do something. There's not much I can do turn 1 besides attack. So we're going to reveal the Dragon Ball to draw a card, giving my leader a plus 5k boost here for the turn. And then we're just going to kind of hope we don't die. There's not really much you can do when your opponent opens that while playing 5 Dragon Balls on turn 1. So we're going to swing at leader 15 to 10. He's going to super combo to not take any damage. And at that point, my turn is over. I'm tapped out. I have a 1-drop on board. And there's nothing much I can do with that battle card. So I'm just going to pass. Hopefully I don't die. I get blown out turn 2 here. So Ryan's going to charge a Sorbet. Doesn't need it. He's going to be able to activate his leader to search for his last 2 Dragon Balls anyway. So he's awakening 100% this turn, and by only adding one Dragon Ball, that means he has the second in his hand. So he's going to draw 2 more cards, awaken, and draw a 3rd card, because Super Shenron has the ability of fetching a Dragon Ball back from the drop area so you can replay it. So he's drawing 3 cards this turn. Dragon Ball draw, that's 6. Another Successor of Hope. So at this point, you dig for your Path to Greatness if you don't already have it in your hand, because you've already got the 2-drop on board, so you can swap them in right now and start your chain a little earlier. You do need 4 energy to go up from Path into Height of Mastery, but as long as you get Path on the board, it's a hard card to get over. It's a 19k body that has barrier, so swinging over it's not that easy because you have to combo up, and Super Shenron always has so many cards in hand, they can easily just combo out and not have it die. So he is going to awaken, free draw a card off the leader's ability to fetch the Dragon Ball. Let's see how he decides to sequence this plays out here. He does have 2 energy, so he can start Child's Wishing and playing Explorer Bulmas. He's going to swing at me with the 2-drop Goku. I'm going to snap take that damage, go down to 7. He's going to combo the Bulma, making it a 20k swing, giving him fuel for the drop area to have a Child's Wish target. So he's going to play Path to Greatness here for the swap 2, tap down my Goku and draw a card, which is a smart play. He's going to swing into my Goku. Now, 19k into 5k, I'd have to commit a lot of cards to save this guy. On top of that, he's going to super combo, making it 29k and drawing a card. So there's no way I'm going to waste my resources. I'll just have to hope to draw another one, which I believe at this point I do have another one in hand. So he's going to pass turn to me. I'm going to charge another Gohan, giving me 2 green energies here. I don't have any skill-less battle cards in the drop area, so unfortunately I cannot awaken with 6 life this turn. But I know that he has to get to turn 4 to kill me, so I have to try to put as much pressure on him as possible, which is a little hard to do when you're facing down the barrel and he has all these cards in his hand. Especially, he's burned through 2 super combos, but you definitely can assume that he still has 2 more. So we're going to play another Adventure Begins and search for another 4-star Dragon Ball here. Just kind of maintain or try to keep up with the advantage. The skill-less Goku leader does have the ability to build up big hands because of the amount of draw power it has with the 4-star Dragon Ball. So I'm just going to try to keep up with him card for card at this point. Because it's a combo deck, he is going to be burning through most of his pieces. So we are going to reveal the 4-star ball to draw a card, giving my leader a plus 5k, making him a 15 swing when I decide to attack with him on this turn. So as you can see, I do have a good amount of cards in my hand. I'm going to swing at the Path to Greatness. Try to get him off the board. And we're going to combo the Rildo into the drop, making my leader a 20k. And then also use a 4-star, making him a 25. Now the problem with that is he can just use a super combo here to save him, and then that's pretty much. So essentially these 19k bodies make it so that it's, you know, pretty tough to get over with just a 15k swing. Just going to snap combo 2 cards into the drop area, because why not? You have to save that card. And then I'm going to pass turn. There's not much more I can do, but I do have my skill-less card in the drop area, so I can awaken when I take 1 more damage here. He's going to charge the 2-drop Goku, giving him 3 yellow energy. Play the free personal ambition to draw a card. He's going to activate 2 energy. He's going to use 2 energy here to play Child's Wish, fetching him the Bulma. I can almost guarantee that. Bulma is going to untap 2 energies, mill 2 cards, and then draw him 1 card, which you guys have already seen this combo, which is made famous by Danny Wynn at one of the celebration events. Supporter Bulma just gives Super Shenron the ability to dig, to continue to dig further through the deck and get more pieces to its hand. So he's going to play the 1 energy here for the Bardock, take a life swing, combo the Bulma, making him a 15. I'm going to snap it and go down to 6 because now I'm in awaken range, so that's not a problem for me. And at this point, you know that you're going to swap the Bardock out for a Dynasty. So he's going to swap into his Goku here. Another 15k swing with a 2-drop. He still has 2 energy open, so you can continue to play Child's Wishes if he has them. Or if he wants to be greedy, you can make another swap play off of the Dynasty into the Path to Greatness. So he's just going to activate his leader ability to free draw. And let's see how he decides to sequence this turn here. He's already got 2 pretty, efficient battle cards on the board. a 15k swing and a 19k swing here. So he's going to use the Dynasty to swing it to my leader. I'm not going to activate any counters in response to that attack. So let's see if he decides to combo up and force me to take that damage, which at this point I'm not really concerned about taking damage because I know that I'm running against the clock here. So I am going to take that damage and go down to 5. He is going to tap 2 more energies here to swap into another Path to Greatness. Tap down My Adventure Begins, draw a card, and now he can free range just kill it. Which is important to kill that card because it's your starter, but for some reason he chooses not to attack into it. Maybe he just wasn't confident enough with his hand and his combo power that he would be able to save one of his Gokus, but I don't understand the point of that. So I'm going to charge another green energy here, giving me 3 in total. I'm going to tap 1 for the spice of the deck, which is Frieza Army Healing Pod, which basically the reason it's in this deck is because it allows me to play, when I play a green battle card from the drop area, I get to draw a card. And with the combination of the Skillless Goku deck and the 1-drop Goku, I can tap energy to play battle cards from the drop area. So it's just another way for me to draw a card. So I'm going to reveal to draw on the front side, awaken, untap 1, draw 1. And now we're going to reveal a Dragon Ball to draw 2 cards, and then I have to discard a card. So I'm going to put one of my 2-drop vanilla Gokus in the drop area, so I have some fodder there for the vanilla stuff. And that's what's really good about this leader, the fact that you can just generate so much draw and hand advantage in combination with all of the skillless cards. It's a nice touch, you know. For a long time we were getting skillless support with no actual finish line in sight, but now the fact that we have the skillless leader is actually really cool. And you'll see the interaction here when I play Training Buddy Krillin. He actually fetches me a green battle card from my drop area and triggers Frieza Army Healing Pod. So that's one of the interactions that I really liked. I really like the idea behind it. I really do wish that green had more support, but I definitely like the fact that you can continue to just put pressure on your opponent for low energy, which is what's so good with the skillless deck, is that you can put threats on board, you know, for a max of 3 energy, which as the game progresses through turns, you get more and more value later on in the process of finishing the game. So we're in a pretty good position right now. He's tapped out, so I know that there's not going to be any types of negates or anything like that, but you do have to be wary of combo power and stuff. I'm going to activate the Adventure Begins to get the 4-star from the drop area to my hand. We're going to swing 20k leader here. 20k into leader. Activate the 4-star ball. Because I'm using a skillless card, it gives me a plus 10k, so I'm swinging 30k into his leader. Now I'm swinging with Training Bunny Krillin, which is 15k. Let's see if he's not going to counter, so let's see if we decide to combo up here. I don't think we're going to combo up into this Krillin, so it's just going to be a 15 flat swing. Let's see if Ryan decides to combo out of this. He ditches the Bulma for a 5k combo, going up to 20. And then we're going to swing with my leader, which is 20k, because it did gain a 5k pump from the front. So he's going to use his 3rd super combo to go up to 25 and draw another card. So with all of that I just did, playing Training Buddy Krillin and having 3 attacks, I was only able to do 1 damage. It's just insane. Now we're going to play here the Aider, which is going to look at the top 7 for a skillless card and add it to hand. Android 8 in combination with the Adventure Begins is really good because it has the secondary auto that when one of your Goku childhood leaves the battle area by an effect or just leaving the area in general, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. So it does have that Shugesh Explosive Kid Goku interaction, but playing against something that has free range of tapping down your creatures, it's just, there's no way I'm ever going to get that combo off. So Ryan's going to go into his 4th energy. He's going to play a Dragon Radar here to fetch 2 Desire cards, probably a Personal Ambition and a Child's Wish, which is what makes Dragon Radar so good in this deck. But essentially this is his kill turn, 4 energy. He can go up to his Height of Mastery. If he decides to do it, he's going to just play 2 Personal Ambitions, drawing him 2 more cards. And now we're just going to be off to the races at this point. I mean, There's a lot of talk in the community about Child's Wish being too strong of a card. He's going to hard cast another Path to Greatness because he's afraid of the combo with Adventure and Android 8, which is interesting, but I see it being a pretty efficient play because he does get to draw off it, and I'm not going to combo up and save that card. So he's going to swing at it, play a free Child's Wish off of the leader, fetching him a Bulma. Bulma is now going to untap 2 energy, mill him 2 cards, and draw 1. So he's got another Child's Wish in the drop area there. 4 cards left in deck. He's got about 10 cards in his hand. He's got about 18 cards in his drop area. So it's getting close. I mean, it's getting close to that point where we know he's going to use his ultimate ability soon to take a second turn, and it's not going to fare really well for me at this point. But he decides to pass, which is... Did he decide to pass there? I don't think he passed just yet, but he's got a pretty commanding board presence. Now, what you wanna avoid, he does actually end up passing. What you wanna avoid is putting those Gokus in rest mode, because then you could just swing over them. And the fact that I'm playing big vanilla beaters is something that he'll have to out combo. But we're gonna go into our 4th turn here, charging our 4th green energy, restanding everything. He does have 2 yellow energies open, so I know there's Nimbuses and Bad Rings that are going to be coming this turn, so I just have to try to navigate around that. If he has them, he has them. If not, it is what it is. So we're going to activate our 4-star ball to draw 2 cards, and we do have to discard 1. For the most part, the combo I like doing is actually discarding the 4-star ball off of the 2 draw, and then just getting the 4-star back with the 1 drop Goku. But because I don't have a lot of fuel in the drop area for my healing pod, I don't have a lot of vanilla targets in my drop area for my Goku. We want to get some cards in there. Now, the good thing about the leader also, which we'll get into after this play is completed, we're going to tap 2 off of the 1-drop Goku to bring out the Rildo, which is our 30k beater, and that's going to proc our healing pod, drawing us a card. So like I was saying, the good thing about this leader is that you can use the skillless creature or the skillless battle cards as combos, and once per turn it gains another 5k, so it becomes essentially a 10k combo. So in reality, it's a super combo once per turn, which is good. It makes the deck have a survivability to it. It gives it a very unique interaction with skillless cards, which the game is littered with skillless cards. But obviously the good ones will be the 2 drops that are 20k and the 3 drops that are 30k. And for the green color, you only really have access to the 2-drop Kid Goku and the 3-drop Rildo. That's it. There's not a lot more support. Hopefully in the future we get more skillless green battle cards, because I really do like this variant. I think it's cheeky, but I think it's cute. And for me, you know, it's something that I have fun playing. I probably would not take this to a major event because there are better variants, but if you get the right amount of support, you know, it's something that can see some play. So we are going to play that Android 8 to look at the top 7 for a skill list and add the Goku to hand. And you can see we have a pretty sizable hand. So if it was playing against anything other than yellow, I'd feel confident. But knowing the fact that he has Battering Laser, or Flying Nimbus rather, it's kind of rough. So I'm going to swing with my Rildo. He's going to slap down that Nimbus, which I knew was coming. But I had to bait it out, right? So now we're going to swing with our Kid Goku, which is 20k, and he's going to slap down another Nimbus. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I have one more attack here with my leader, 20k attack, 15k into 15k, and there's really not much I can do. I have a commanding board presence, but not really much that I can do with it, which is the good thing about the deck. I mean, you can pretty much build a board for cheap amounts of energy, but then if you get negated, because it's kind of like a swarm deck, you know, if you get Nimbus, you know, what is it that you're really doing? So he's just going to snap take that and go down to 3, because at this point he knows that this is his kill turn. He's going to draw for turn. And look at that board. He has 3 Path to Greatness and a Bulma on board. So he has the potential of going into 3 different Height of Masteries if he can play the energy properly. So he drew. He hasn't charged yet, so let's see what he decides to charge here. He again was checking the Android 8 so he could understand the interaction with the 1-drop Goku. But he's going to charge that Sorbet, giving him his 5th yellow energy. Checking his discard, which if I'm not mistaken, there should be 21 cards in his drop area at this point. So he does have access to his leader's ultimate skill, which will allow him to take a second turn. But with 5 energy, I can smell the Height of Mastery coming, and knowing that he's going to swing with his Path to Greatness pretty much shows me that. So at this point, all of his creatures have barrier except for Bulma, so it wouldn't make sense for me to combo off that Goku at this point. I mean, even though I know Height of Mastery is going to come in and tap everything down, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those unfortunate situations when there's so many things that the card does. But he's swinging at my leader to put me down to 4. It's a pretty uncomfortable situation because here comes the Height of Mastery. He's going to tap down my two combo cards essentially and my 1 energy that I left open for defense. So I'm in a really bad spot. I do have a lot of cards in my hand, but he's got too much pressure, and knowing that he's going to be able to take a second turn and do everything all over again is essentially what's going to put the nail in the coffin for me. So we're just going to play it out here. But for the most part, this game is over. I mean, I physically sat through it, so I know that this is the kill turn. But I wanted to showcase to you the power of the Super Shenron Height of Mastery so that you guys can see it firsthand. And also, I kind of wanted to get my green skillless Goku deck profile out there as a low-key, because you've seen so many of my cards already. It's just a matter of time before I actually make the deck list. But hopefully in the future we do get some more green support, because I do like the color. I think green's a pretty good color right now. It's kind of been the red-headed stepchild of the Dragon Ball Super card game, but I do feel like they're in a prime position to give it the proper support. And if it's built properly, I think that, you know, it could be a pretty successful variant. There's no doubt in my mind that they could make good support cards for the green color that would make it beneficial to the skillless archetype. This leader does have a lot of versatility because it can be played with multiple colors. Being a black leader, you can use any specific color that you want to benefit you for your strategies. So obviously if you're playing blue, you'll have access to Senzu Bean and all the untap. If you're playing yellow, you'll have access to Flying Nimbus and Bad Ring Laser. If you have red, you'll have access to Chain Attack Trunks and Fearless Pan and stuff like that. So green doesn't really have that separator or that card that puts it over the top. So as you can see, the play is just kind of finishing up here in the background. I've already exhausted most of my super combos. I've already drawed. I've already used my 4-star balls, my skillless cards for combo, and he still has yet to take his second turn. So it's pretty grim for me at this point, but you know, I take my losses like a champ. I'm not really gonna scoop anything, especially when I'm presenting it as a battle chamber video. But for those of you who are contemplating on building the Super Shenron deck, there are 3 different variants that have had success. You have the Storm variant with, you know, all the little, you know, Bardoks and Gokus and Bulmas that you just kind of put pressure on the board and you know, finish the game with like a Scientist Fu or a Mira, which is a pretty good variant. I think it's the weaker of the 3 in my opinion, because it's kind of like a glass cannon. You know, if for some reason you respond to them with your own Flying Nimbus, or for all those red players, an After Image, or is that all you got, kind of shuts that deck down. Then you have the blue variant, which is essentially similar to the Storm variant, except it plays Senzu Beans and Preface of Recovery Son Goku, which is pretty devastating, being able to essentially have a similar effect to Bulma. When you free wish it off of a Child's Wish, you can untap 2 energy, but then it's a 15k body with barrier. So that's a really interesting variant as well, having access to Senzu Bean for offensive energy manipulation or defensive purposes. But I think the better variant of the 3 would be the Height of Mastery variant, because being able to go into multiple Height of Masteries per game is devastating. There's not much you can do. I mean, yes, Height of Mastery does not have barrier, but we always forget that it has deflect. So there's not much you can do as far as responding with Cold Bloodlust or Preemptive Strike. Obviously, Preemptive Strike wouldn't do anything anyway because it's an 8-drop, but there's not much you can do. So you can see Ryan taking his second turn, and he already has a Height of Mastery on the board, and you can almost smell another one coming. So we're in pretty bad shape. I mean, we're at 4 life, but he's going to swing at me for like 8 damage this turn, which is ridiculous. But if you guys are trying to test the waters, With the skillless deck, I would definitely recommend trying out the blue variant. In my opinion, the blue variant is the safest build because it has a lot of familiarity with it. So you have cards like Sensor Bean, you have cards like, the fusion materials for the Goku and Vegeta, and to go into your 5-drop Gogeta, into your 7-drop Gogeta. You have multiple win cons like at all cost Vegeta, and the secret rare Demigra. So if you're trying to build that deck, I would definitely recommend trying out the blue variant, but the yellow variant is a close second in my opinion. The yellow variant has access to Nimbus, of course, and Battering Laser, which can kind of seal the deal for you when it comes to winning the game. But definitely check it out. I mean, Set 6 has brought us a lot of variants to the game, and there's a lot of different archetypes that are having success and a lot of different deck builds that are, topping or making noise in the current format. Definitely Super Shenron is something that needs to be addressed. I think it's not so much the leader, it's the cards that support the deck. Probably targeting Child's Wish in some way, shape, or form will help balance the game out. Either making it a hard once per turn, or just completely putting some attention to it on the ban list. They'll probably end up benefiting the game in the long run, especially with the Agents of Destruction Dende deck running around. So Child's Wish kind of is the engine starter for all these decks. So affecting it in a negative way could hinder them, but I think it would be better off for the health of the game. So you can see Ryan playing his second Height of Mastery on this turn here. So that's that's 4 attacks that are triple strike. So it's 12 damage, but he's going to Battering that. It doesn't really matter at this point, but just kind of wanted to show you guys the power of the Super Shenron and the creativity behind the green skillless Goku. But we're going to wrap it up here. Ryan does take this game. He ended up going undefeated at this tournament and taking first place, so it doesn't feel like it's a bad loss. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you're interested in seeing either of these deck profiles in the comment section down below. We're going to get on out of here. We'll see you next time. Be there or be squared.